Hello Taurus, welcome to Rooted Souls Tarot. I'm Lisa and this is your weekly reading. So this is for what's going on with you for the next 7 days, the next week or so, whenever you find it. Okay, so this is for you Taurus if you are Sun, Moon or Rising. It's also a general reading, so just take from it what you need and leave behind what you don't. Okay, I've got these lovely Colleen Barron Reid Spirit Animal Oracle cards. So I'm going to find you two and then we're going to dive into the tarot. So what does Taurus need to know this week? What's happening in Taurus's world? Okay. We have the Seahorse Spirit. Watch and wait. Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. That's a lovely card, isn't it? Do love a cow in a headdress. Right. Okay. So, watch and wait. A little bit of patience this week. If you are wanting things to move forward, if you're waiting on something to happen, you've just got to keep your eyes peeled, see what's going on and just try and go with the flow and move with that energy. But be patient. Be patient. The miracles are endless. So, expect the unexpected, I think, this week. I think that is actually, I feel like that's the energy for a lot of us. Expect the unexpected. I think, stranger things could happen kind of energy. So let's have a little bit of a look. We've got some lovely sunflowers in that cow spirit card. That's, for me, a symbolism of abundance, of joy. So, good miracles. Right. Taurus, we have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the Queen of Cups, she is very emotionally connected. She feels confident enough to sit within her emotions, despite the fact that they might feel quite difficult. So you may well be feeling like, the week's starting off in quite an emotional way, where you're feeling the feels, and you're just sitting with it. You're sitting in that space, maybe allowing things to wash over you and to bring you a little bit of healing, hopefully. But you're not, more importantly, you're not getting dragged into any outside drama. I think, you've had some stuff going on within your head, within you, on an emotional level, within your heart, certainly, over the last however long, weeks, months, even years for some of you. But I think now you're feeling more at ease, I want to say, more at peace, more in a place where you're happy to sit within that space of those feelings, and that you're feeling, less reactive, more calmer, more peaceful, and, the stuff that's going on the outside isn't affecting you as much as it maybe would have at one point. So, bit of a peaceful start, emotionally steady start to this week. We've got the Tower, to clarify that actually, and we've got the Ace of Wands. So I think there's some stuff going on this week that's kicking in your all of the work that you've been doing on yourself, and something that usually maybe would have made you quite reactive and maybe a little bit explosive even. It's just not phasing you. I think you're feeling in quite a good space this week, at the beginning of this week, certainly. Like I say, we've got the Tower. The Tower is all about a sudden shift in something within your life. So it could be a mental shift. It could be a physical shift, something that's just being moved out of your life. Being moved out of your life so that you can rebuild in a better way. And at the time, the Tower can feel quite traumatic, quite stressful, because it is such a sudden thing. But with hindsight and with time, you realise that the Tower is actually the best thing that could have happened, because it's actually set you off on the path that you needed to be on. So I think this Tower isn't going to affect you or sway you too much this week. And I think it's going to open up a brand new opportunity for you, maybe a work opportunity. Certainly something that you are going to feel quite passionate about, quite connected to. And and it's something that is going to bring about quite a bit of a transformation, I think, in your life. So starting the week off with a bit of a bang, really. I'm just drawn down to the miracles are endless. I think this is something that's like, how the hell did that happen kind of energy, and why the heck did that happen? And it's for the positive, it's for the good. So the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, it's about collaboration. It's about connecting with others who've maybe got different skills to you. So this can be, again, it's any setting. It could be a work setting, it could be home setting, it could be a friendship group. But there's definitely some connection with others this week. Coming together to create something, maybe. Maybe something physical, maybe something something like a group, or a new project, or a new song. I don't know. But there's other people involved in your week this week. And like I say, these people are bringing their different skills to the party to help do the job in hand or create the project, whatever. Right. We've got the Star with that. So the Star is about your hopes. It is about your dreams. So maybe this collaboration that you're having with somebody is part of something you've been hoping for yourself, that you've been really wanting to bring into reality. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, it is about holding on to something too tightly. So I actually feel like that holding on to something too tightly is a little bit of control. So I think this collaboration that you are, you're having to involve other people, maybe it's not something that sits well with you, or something that you actually wanted. Maybe it's not how you envisioned this dream of yours that you've been hoping to bring down to earth. That's not maybe how you've been hoping it's going to be. But I think you just need to let go. You need to release a little bit, and you just need to go with the flow, because this is going to get the job done quicker than if you were trying to do it on your own. Some of us aren't very good at delegating. I can go through phases where I just want to be in control of the situation, particularly when I was a wedding florist, and I had an awful lot going on, and I really struggled delegating and letting other people take over certain parts, certain roles within the business. But I needed to, because otherwise things wouldn't have got done. And I feel like this is what this energy is. I feel like, there's going to be people there to help you bring your dreams down to reality, to turn this project into something amazing. But I think you're feeling very, very, I feel like it's like your baby, and you don't want to let go, and you're finding it difficult because you've got a vision, and maybe you're frightened that other people aren't going to see your vision. Just roll with it. Just let this thing happen. It'll unfold the way that it needs to. So the next card we've got is the Hermit. The Hermit is about reflection, inner reflection, introspection, about what's going on with you. So a bit of introspective energy going on. And maybe this is related to the, why don't I want to let other people get involved with my stuff? Why am I feeling this way? That sort of energy. See what other cards we've got with it. Seven of Pentacles and the Moon. Yeah, I think it's very deeply rooted, this need to sort of hold on to something too tightly. And I think we've got that Seven of Pentacles. That's about weeding and pruning and getting rid of things that don't really serve you anymore, or don't bring you any value. And so I think, you halfway through this week, you're going to have a little bit of a period of that introspection where you're figuring out what feelings, what emotions are useful to me, and what can I get rid of, what aren't serving me. And I think you've got an awareness of this week, and I think it's been thrown up because of this need to be in control of your thing. So I think there's certainly some examination of self going on with you this week, Taurus, where you're getting rid of the behaviours, the things that aren't, the emotions, the feelings, whatever, that aren't useful to you anymore, that have maybe got a very deep emotional connection, an emotional root. You're figuring stuff out and hopefully bringing about some healing. That's always a good thing, isn't it? Right, Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, it's about moving forwards in a really careful, considered, maybe even cautious kind of way, with something tangible. So something material, something earthly. So what is it in your material world that you're looking to move forward with, to take action on? Because nights are all about action, about movement forwards. So whatever that is for you, there's some careful consideration around that. The thing is with the Knight of Pentacles, don't deliberate too long, so you stop there. Don't let that energy stagnate and block, so then you're going to find it even difficult to push yourself forward. Just even if you're moving forwards a little bit at a time, consider, certainly, be careful, absolutely, but don't stop things, going the way that they need to because you're being overly cautious. We've got the Three of Swords there, and we've got the Ten of Swords. So I think this caution, overly cautious energy is connected to the past. I think it's connected to the past. It's connected to a situation that came to I want to say quite a brutal ending, but I don't, maybe you had a business that went bankrupt, or you had a relationship that just ended like that. I feel like there's a reason why you're being very overly cautious with your material thing, with your stuff. It could be your money, it could be your health, it could be your relationships, it could be your business, it could be your work, whatever it is. There's a reason why you're being overly cautious, and yes, I get it, but you need to move forwards from a place that isn't fear, that isn't a place of sadness or loss or heartbreak, or shock even. I think this has to be you moving forwards, wiping that slate clean and moving forwards in the way that you are that you're meant to. I've just drawn down to these cards again. Cow Spirit, miracles are endless. You've got the energy on your side. You've got some positive, abundant energy on your side. So don't be afraid. Yes, these things have happened in the past. Yes, they've been difficult and painful, but now it's time to move forwards. In a different kind of way. So we've got the Queen of Swords there. She's having a bit of a breakthrough. So I'm hoping that you've not deliberated too long. You've not been overly cautious about moving yourself forwards this week. There's a lot happened. I'm looking back to this Tower card and this new opportunity, collaboration, introspection, moving forwards from a place maybe that's been quite fearful and painful, but by the end of the week you're going to feel in a clearer space. Things are going to feel like you know where you're going now. You can see where you're going. You can see where you need to move forward because things are feeling clearer. You've had an awful lot of stuff going on, and I think, sorry, Seahorse Spirit, the patience thing. I think your patience is paying off. Your patience is paying off with finding that clarity. I think you're finally seeing things the way that you need to. We've got the Knight of Wands there. And we've got the King of Cups to end that with. So we've got, the King and the Queen sort of sandwiching all of this week in. So I think, you're starting to feel like where you can see where things are going. You can see how things are unfolding. I think you're feeling more in control actually because of that. And because of that, you're then able to move forwards in a more dynamic way. And in a freer way. We've got that Knight of Wands. Again, Knight's about moving forwards, about taking action. And they move forwards with passion, with carefree energy, with fiery energy. They're just going for it. So I think you are feeling more confident and more able to move onwards in a more dynamic kind of way this week by the end of the week. And I think you are feeling more safe, more secure. You're feeling in a grounded, connected kind of energy that's come from everything that you've learnt this week. and everything that's happened this week. And when I say this week, it could stretch into 10 days. It's not fixed. It just feels, I'm doing it as a rough week within your life. Like I say, whenever you find this reading, basically. And I think, you're not letting anything sway you. You're not letting anything knock you off your throne there. You're surrounded by waves and representing our emotions, so there might be some big emotions coming up, but you're not letting it knock you. You're just feeling steady, nice peaceful energy, quite serene energy actually even, and you are, allowing things to move forward the way that they need to, with patience, unfolding as they should in their own good time. And yeah, there's a couple of miracles and a couple of unexpected things thrown into your week this week, Taurus. So I'd love to know, please let me know in the comments below if this resonates with you on any level. Please let me know how, with either in the form of emojis or with comments or even just a like. And also it'd be lovely to have you as part of this little community that I'm trying to build here. So press that subscribe button if you fancy, and don't forget to press the notification drop down box, I think it is now. They've changed it, haven't they? So right, I'm going to leave it at that. I won't waffle on any further. You take care of yourself, stay rooted, stay open, stay magical, and I'm going to catch up with you hopefully very, very soon.